Hello everyone, my name is Cybill Sixpence and we're going to be making the lumber house that I had built about a year ago on Origin Realms. This is a special requested tutorial, so I think a special thanks needs to be in order, so thank you GusGus22 for this request. So let's get on with our material list. So these are the shulker boxes that I have put together for this tutorial, and we've got the rocks and the wood and the decoration, and I just noticed that they make me think of Napoleon ice cream. So let's look at the rocks box. We have cobblestones with their mossy equivalents, some andesite, stone, and gravel, and we're going to be using a combination of these to add texture to everything that we're going to use stone-like texture for. So in wood, I'm a big fan of mixing my wood types, and these are some relatively easy to get wood types, so you don't have to go like to the nethers and you don't have to cross distances to find them. Usually they're pretty close to get there. Usually you might have to trek a little bit for the dark oak, or anyway, some oak and spruce. I love spruce. Spruce is my favorite wood type. Dark oak planks, buttons, and I put barrels in here. Barrels can be used in the build, but it can also turn around and be used for decoration. So let's segue over here to the decorations. And so this is a Viking-esque house, and so I decided to keep the decorations very minimal and simple. I want you to notice that there is packed ice, blue ice, packed ice, and ice, because this particular build will have a water wheel. The house can stand alone without the water wheel, but we're going to include it in this particular build tutorial. The biome I have picked was based on the same biome type of where I had originally built the house in Origin Realms. Please take in note that Origin Realms does have custom decoration blocks that does enhance the build a lot. I will be making this particular build in vanilla. This will allow everybody to see how this house can be made in vanilla, and then if you happen to be playing on a multiplayer server that has special decoration blocks, then you can definitely take time to enhance your build using the blocks that you like the best. So this is a very special requested build tutorial. So let's just get started. So if you want to have the water wheel attached to your house, it is advisable that you build your house close to some kind of water resource. It just makes sense. You want to begin your water wheel support approximately 6 blocks away from where you want your house to be located. The base of your support can be a mixture of stairs and slabs, and you just build it right on up until you get to a curvature that you'll have at the top. Now I used stairs and a slab at the top, and of course I am mixing my rocks blocks with gravel and andesite and a combination of mossy and regular cobblestone. I have placed some temporary logs to help me keep count, as that I'm going completely circular, but the pattern is exactly the same. In this demonstration you'll see in the corner, you're going to be using 2 planks, some stairs, and trap doors. The pattern follows all the way around the circle and echoes on the opposite side of the wheel as well. So you're actually making 2 circles to make the wheel end full. The trap doors really help make that round that you're looking for, the circle that you're looking for. So that's just not more or less a square that is turned on an angle so that it looks more like a rhombus or a diamond shape, rather. I would say that if you have access to a silk touch pickaxe, that you'll see me break lots of ice that you can use later at the end of the water wheel part of the build to give the effect of frozen water. As the wheel has turned, the water has frozen, which this also would explain why we would build in a very icy or snowy biome because I'm not going to be using redstone and try to make this thing turn on its own. I want it frozen. It explains why it's still. And we're going to build up ice as decoration. So in this demonstration off to the side, I am placing the log that we are going to keep and using a combination of stairs and trapdoors and curving in the opposite direction from where the circle is going. So whereas the circle is heading towards the right, so this one is going to curve towards the left. So here is where we're going to be using all those ice blocks that we've collected. And if you're in vanilla, you would combine some of the ice blocks until you have made your packed ice and your blue ice. And if you keep a water bucket around, you can always take the water and re-add it to the surface so that you can create more ice as you're moving about your build. Add those sporadically around only one side of the build. So I am basically building a rectangular shaped house with a front porch. It's going to be an 11 by 9 with a 6 by 7 addition added on to it. And so the front porch is going to be the entrance into the house. I don't show you in this particular video, but I do place the primary house with spruce planks, but I use a combination of andesite, stone, and gravel, mossy cobble into the front porch to give that worn down look or that well-used look. I am trimming out the house with spruce logs, and between both of the pillars are slabs and stairs that are facing downwards. We will be alternating between the spruce slabs and the spruce stairs. Just make sure you start with the spruce slabs because of where the window placement will be, and everything will look uniform all the way around the house. We're going to outline the porch area with some fencing. The fencing on the bottom is just around the edge of the cobble, while the fencing on the upper portion is going to be from spruce log to spruce log. From here we can get into roofs. So this is our first roof, and I have a demonstration of how these layers should work in the upper corner and how you are using slabs and to make kind of like a staircase sort of effect. Sometimes you have to use additional slabs that you have to later break, like a temporary slab, just so that you can get that midway level. The other roof that we're going to be making is a little bit more intricate, as it does include the plank on top of the stairs. I'm going to go ahead and circle around this house, and I'm going to make sure that all of my logs are capped with a stair, and then I'm going to run a stair trim that will match my roof so that I give myself a little extra room in the bottom story. This is actually going to give me 4 cubes or 4 blocks to work with to make sure that my head has cleared the ceiling. This edging that I'm going to be using right here is almost Tudor-like, where we have spruce, but it's been stripped, and then oak. The oak and the stripped spruce do work very well together. I think in the original build in Origin Realms, I trimmed the roof in dark oak and then used spruce as the primary body of the roof. Here I am just going to go all the way with the dark oak, mainly because you can choose to have the roof in any wood type that you like. Again, you can see it in the 2 textured roof type on the Origin Realms. Here's just 1 type, and it will look just as great. It really doesn't matter what wood type you choose to use as long as you are happy with it. The roofing can be with slabs or with stairs, and I used the center. Because I chose the stairs, I used the centerpiece for that Viking-esque topper. Here you will see that I'm counting out 4 from the edge of the roof so I can center my window piece, and to make sure that it gets a offset of stairs and planks down the side of the house. So this demonstration has been going on for some time, but it was just showing you a slow motion of how the stairs and the planks work together to make that tall, steep roof. I'm going to set my log just above the last plank, but you don't have to. You can line them up if you want. I'm going to be doing the exact thing on the opposite side of the house so that the windows line up all the way through the house. Same procedure, starting with the support beam, the top log just above the last plank at the top. Of course, you want to match your toppers with the same thing that you used on your roof. The space that I am opening up in front of the window can be used as like a little window garden. One of the things that I don't think many people think about is maybe adding a seed. I know that the beetroot has a beautiful red color with the green on top, and sometimes that makes a pretty flower too. You don't have to do this, but I think it makes the building just look a little nicer or gives it more personality. And just walk around and randomly take out a cobblestone block and replace it with an andesite, gravel, or a stone block. And then the bottom half windows I replace with a stair block so that I can put a trapdoor on the top block. We can close the window when we're not using it. Filling in the top floor windows with some oak planks, using stairs here as well, some trapdoors, and some fence gates. I prefer spruce here because just mixing my wood, but I feel like it gives it depth and dimension. So here I'm just working around the house. I'm going to add some barrels to trim up the grass area, line it with some spruce doors, and give out some logs to add some texture and depth. Just a little bit of details that I like a lot about the house. And don't really underestimate using a crop as a flower. In this case, I am using a beet. Vegetation is also a great way to add detail to your house, and it doesn't always have to be up against the house. You can leave one little leaf out so you can pop a flower right behind it. So for the chimney, I'm going to come out from the wall at least 2 blocks. That gives enough space for the campfires, plus 1 wall to go around it. And then I'm going to build up the area with mossy cobble, some andesite, some stones, some gravel, and using stones and slabs to give it that kind of eroded look. Make sure that your chimney stack goes higher than your house, and if you want your smoke to leave your house higher, just add a hay bale underneath your campfire and cover the whole thing up with spruce trap doors. After adding some lights, I'm going to be thinking about the decoration around the house. Since this is my lumber mill house, I'm going to be adding logs around the house. On Origin Realms, I had the privilege of using custom blocks that looked like little pieces of logs or chopped up pieces of wood all over the place, and I don't have that, but a great vanilla substitute would be extinguished campfires. For the sawmill, I'm going to be using stone slabs with stone cutters and just a log that's placed there looking like it's ready to be cut. Framing it all with some fencing. I've used spruce in this case, but you use whatever you want. And then roofing the whole thing with a sheet of spruce trapdoors. Cut yourself out a little pathway so that it looks like the lumberjack is actively working. A little trick that I use that makes the water wheel a little bit more believable here is that where you have the paddles, waterlog the stairs, and it gives you some running water. Since the water is in the stairs, it will not freeze, and that stays going. So tell me what you think. Would you build this in your vanilla Minecraft world? Or even your multiplayer server? Let me know in the comments below. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps grow the channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon!